Jacob Rees-Mogg left the Commons in stitches after he brilliantly dismantled Nicola Sturgeon's latest border claims, saying that the SNP were trying to exploit lockdown in a desperate bid for independence. Jacob Rees-Mogg ruthlessly humiliated the SNP in the House of Commons on Thursday, after schooling Nicola Sturgeon on her repeated border claims. The Leader of the House fired back at SNP MP Patrick Grady after he challenged Mr Rees-Mogg on his denial of a border between England and Scotland earlier that day. In response, the senior Tory left the Commons in stitches after claiming the SNP were trying to exploit lockdown in a ploy for Scottish independence. He again repeated the Prime Minister's claim from Wednesday that there is no border between Scotland and England, insisting that the UK is one country. Mr Grady, MP for Glasgow North, asked for details on how local lockdowns can be implemented and requested a debate on whether the UK really was one country. Mr Rees-Mogg said, "Mr Speaker, I never realised that our separatist friends revolved themselves on an Ealing comedy. It seems to have become Passport to Pimlico. There are no internal borders within the United Kingdom. It is one country, I am glad to say. And the fact there is a difference between borders and between districts and areas." This remark comparing Scotland to a district or area drew huge laughter from the Conservative backbenchers. Mr Rees-Mogg continued, "This is self-evident. A border is something that you may stop people from crossing. Even I am not suggesting that we make people from Gloucestershire present their passports before coming into Somerset. Passport to Pimlico, the honourable gentleman will remember, was when Pimlico was thought to belong to the Duke of Burgundy or some such and therefore had become an independent state within the United Kingdom. Our separatist friend wants to do the same. And insist on passports to Scotland. And Mrs Sturgeon wishes to build a wall. Unfortunately Mrs Sturgeon's policy isn't fictional. Many of us would that it were, and the separatists were a bit more fictional, but they're not, they're here and they bang on about it constantly. But we are still one country and Scotland benefits enormously from being part of the United Kingdom." This followed Ms Sturgeon's threat to impose quarantine on visitors entering Scotland from the rest of the UK if public health advice indicated it was the right thing to do.